Today I'm out fishing for perch with my Danish teammate Nicklas Sørensen.
Yeah.
We're trying a new lake. It's a new lake to both of us. None of us has fished here before, but the rumor says there is some really big perch. We know it's going to be difficult today. It's early spring, it's very cold in the water, but we're hoping for maybe 1 or 2 fish. It would be a success.
Definitely. Yeah.
We don't expect to catch many fish, but can we catch 1 or 2? They should be big, so that's what we're aiming for, and I hope that we can have a nice day together. It's always fun to meet the guys in the Westin team and go fishing with them to try some new and exciting waters.
Yeah. And I think we'll try to search for the perch on the side scan at first.
We have to search around and see what we can find. It's a completely new lake to both of us, but they should be moving into the shallower parts of the lake now when I think it's about a month. They should spawn within a month or so.
Yeah.
So they should be moving into the shallows. So hopefully we can find some perch during the day. It's not going to be easy, but we're going for 1 or 2 big ones. That would be enough. You start with the BullTeez. That's a good choice, I think.
Yeah.
What color did you pick?
I picked the headlight color.
Yeah.
And I'll use that as a search bait. And then when we find some fish, we'll narrow in and probably use some drop shot and Carolina rigs and that stuff.
I started with the Stanley the stickleback, the small one, 7.5, out of the middle size, 7.5 centimeter. And by coincidence, I also picked headlight as a start color because it's a color that normally works in most waters. Oh, you got a fish?
Oh! That was a big perch.
Was it perch?
Big perch.
You think so?
Oh. Damn.
Out again.
Woo! Just the line was cut.
Det var ingen gädda där som checka tafsen.
Could be a pike, but felt like a perch, definitely. But again, yeah, probably a pike actually.
The problem we have today when we come to a completely new water is finding the fish to start with, and I think we need to move around a lot today and try different depth from the shallows out to the deeper part of the lakes to see what the perch has gathered.
Yeah.
The water temperature is about 5 degrees, so they can still be in deeper water, but I think they should be heading to the shallower part of the lakes for the spawning. But you never know, so we have to check around and see what we can find.
They will definitely be on the way into the shallows.
Yeah, they should be. They should be. But there's a lot of water, so see if we can find them. It felt like a pike when it took the lure, and it's behaving like a pike also. A little bit bigger. Oh, it's a nice pike. I can see if I can hand land her. We'll see when she comes up. Maybe it's easier to take it in the net. Beautiful colors.
And as you can see, The big pike also likes the
small lures.
small baits.
Especially now in the spring, it's very common that they take the small perch lures. Perch?
Yeah, I think it's perch. Yeah, it's perch.
Get the net. Oh, it's a perch.
Nice one,
Well done. Well
Good
done.
perch.
The first one with black stripes.
Yeah. We saw them on the side scan.
Yeah,
That's cool actually.
perfect. We have found them. If there is one, there is normally more. That's the rule with perch.
It's not a long one, but
It's not a monster, but it's a good size anyway. And if there is one, there is normally more. Oh, it's so fat.
wow,
Beautiful, huh?
beautiful build.
It's not a monster, but it's a very good start.
Definitely. And there's more out there.
I hope so.
Just up there.
Normally there is a group of fish. When you find one perch, there is normally more.
And the BullTeez.
Yeah. Ah, that's beautiful fish. If you catch a big one, a 50 centimeter in this condition, they will be heavy.
Definitely. Wow. Beautiful little butterball here. That giant. Nice fish. Beautiful.
The first perch. It's a big perch and it's in the anchor line. Ja, måske. Jag gjorde det. Ooh. It's getting bigger.
Wow.
It's getting bigger.
This is long. Really long actually.
Wow.
That's what we came for.
I was sure it was lost in the anchor line. This is a little bulldozer, I can say. Look at this fish. It looks old, huh?
Yeah. Wow.
What a fish. Super cool. Okay, I'm gonna weigh the perch and measure it. So I use a traditional plastic bag because it's really protective for the fish. It's the best thing you can do with small fish. Use a plastic bag and wet it before you put it on the scale. It's really the best method to weigh smaller fish. It's quite a long fish, not so fat, but we'll see how big she is. 1.88 kilo.
That's a good fish.
So it's a big fish. 48 centimeter. It's got a broad back, but not so much belly. Put her back. Wow. The day is saved. I don't need any more. I'm happy, very happy. It was a good strike, my perch also. It took it really hard. There was no hesitation.
They must be in the mood.
Yeah, so I don't feel that we need to fish with the drop shot and all that stuff as long as they take the lures so hard. But we see if we find a small group of fish and if they get tricky, it could be worth to try. But I will stick with the traditional jig as long as they take the lure so hard. What's normally your tactic, Nicklas, when you're fishing for perch this time of year? The way you're presenting your lures?
Yeah. First I want to locate the fish,
Yeah.
and I'm doing that with a fast excellent lure. Could be a shad like this, BullTeez, and hope to get a reaction strike with fast movement and the drop. Afterwards, when we have found the fish, I like to
Slow down a bit.
Yeah, slow down a bit.
I can
Just
see,
work it at the bottom.
I can see you're fishing quite aggressive. I'm fishing a little bit slower than you are,
Yeah.
and so far it's difficult to say what is right and what is wrong. But
Definitely.
when I'm fishing for perch this time of year when the water is still cold, I like to fish as light as possible, as light jig head as I can get away with, and retrieve it quite slowly and long pauses. But you have right. It can be good to fish faster, man, and get them to react to the movement.
That's right. I like to
Provoke them.
work it slow as well in the winter, but you know, when I'm trying to locate the fish, I'm usually doing it a bit aggressive.
Yeah.
But you're right. You're definitely right that the fish can sometimes they don't like the aggressive movement of the bait when it's very cold. So when you've found the fish, definitely slow down and work the jig slowly at the bottom.
I think my way of fishing can be both right and wrong, because I know sometimes you have a fishing with a friend in the boat that's fishing a little bit faster and they catch all the fish, but I like fishing it slow in the early spring when the water is cold. I have the feeling I get especially the bigger fish want to have the lure as slow as you can fish it.
Yeah, you're right. In some of the water I fish, and in those water I know where the fish stand in the winter.
Yeah, you know the spots, yeah.
And in these waters I
you know from the beginning they are there, and so you can start fishing slowly from the beginning. Yeah.
Exactly. In some of the waters there, I know where the fish stands, and then I'm just slowing down from the start and working it very slow. Could be Carolina rigs or Texas rig with creek crawl or ring crawl.
Yeah.
And
ring tease.
Yeah. In
very good
very
lure.
Cold months.
Can be fantastic
you
lure.
You can't fish too slow actually.
The way the perch took the lure today, it seemed like they were really on the feeding mode.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it was hard strikes and they had the lure quite a way bit in the mouth. So, yeah, it's
Perch.
really good. Get the net.
Thank you. Very good.
Let's hope for another one.
Yeah, because we saw a school of perch in the side scan, and we saw those two fish
quite quickly, and
afterwards they was like a little bit gone. Perch.
Big perch, really big perch. Wow! This is a monster perch. This is the perch we came for.
That is what we came for, definitely.
That's a tank. That's a 2 kilo plus fish. That's a monster.
Wow. That's a football.
That's a prime football.
Wow.
That's a monster perch.
And
my God.
We saw the school on the side scan, and then we've been fishing for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And you know, it was like hope was gone. but then suddenly out of nowhere.
That's a really big one, Nicklas.
Yeah, it is.
That's a monster. That's a tank. That's a monster perch. It's well over 2 kilo, that fish.
Definitely. That's a fish.
It swallowed the lure completely. Oh, it's well in the mouth.
Just in the corner.
Took it hard, huh?
It took it hard. Wow.
What a fish. Look at the width of the back.
Yeah.
And the belly, it's a really, really heavy fish. 50. No, it's not 50, but it's like a brick. 47 and 48 almost. Yeah, 48. But it's a heavy one, I can tell you. See if we can put the head first. I would say 2.1 kilo.
2.1 kilo.
2.1 kilo. 2,100 grams.
That's a great weight.
That's with that length, it's a crazy weight. It's a crazy fish.
Yeah.
That's the one we came
that's
for.
That's a specimen. That's
the one we came for.
Yeah, it is. Just the proportions are just crazy.
It's like a football.
Yeah. What a fish. Wow. Just out for it.
BullTeez.
BullTeez.
Dirty Harbor.
Dirty Harbor. Yeah, we just got disturbed by that beautiful perch.
It's okay if they disturb us.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
I can live with that as well.
The way they seems to take the lures today, it's I cannot see any reason to take another method or slow down the presentation. They seem to be aggressive.
It seems like the schools are coming by and we find the schools again and that stuff. Suddenly they're there, and
we've only had 3 perch so far, but all 3 perch has really taken the lure very hard and aggressive. So I cannot see any reason to change to drop shot or Carolina or anything like that. I think I will be fishing the same style.
Sticking to what?
Yeah, to cover more water.
Oh. What?
Is he crazy?
It's angry.
Very angry.
What?
What's going on? It's fighting like a demon.
Wow. Just underneath the boat.
Another big one. No monster, but a good one.
Yeah, definitely.
Not a good one. Nice, beautiful.
Beautiful. Kind of
really broad back, but no stomach, huh?
No stomach. But
can it be a male fish, maybe?
Could be. And the colors are kind of yellow.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic.
Awesome. Took very hard, just underneath the boat. And again, the color was Dirty Harbor, BullTeez.
My absolute favorite rod for perch fishing, or favorite all-round rod, is the T&C 5 to 15 gram. I can use it when I'm casting soft baits, and I can use it when casting small crankbaits. I can use it for Texas and Carolina. It's such a versatile rod, so it's my absolute favorite all-round rod for perch fishing. I don't have to bring so many rods. I can use the same rods for many different methods.
When I'm fishing, I like to visualize the bait and the fish, the perch, under the water. So I'm visualizing how the bait is going right now and how deep it is, how close to the bottom, and how the perch would come in, sneak in, and grab the bait, and how it will hunt the bait, given some small twitches and speed up and then spin stop. Ja, abo. Kast ud, der vej til. Jeg havde lige det hook lige før jeg fik den. Lige derude. Just got a perch again here. I think it's a perch. Just had a tap and then, yeah, it's a good perch. Ooh, it's a good perch.
Yourself?
Yeah, I can edit myself. Just had a tap and then immediately after I made a spin,
That's a big one.
a drop, and
Another tank.
not a long fish again, but definitely a good size and some really nice proportions.
Oh, it's a big one again.
You see, completely inhaled
Swallow it completely.
the BullTeez.
Looks a little bit longer than the other one, huh?
Yeah, could be.
Could be another 2 kilo fish.
Let's measure it. It's around same size.
Same
Same size
48.
exactly. So probably just around 2 kilos.
Yeah.
A real butterball. Beautiful. Another tank. We've been drifting around in the same area for a couple of hours now and found the perch on the side scan. It's pretty clear that the school is just a few perch, like 3 perch to 7 perch, and they are not standing that close to each other. That's the thing with some of the big perch. They tend to
Normally, the bigger the perch, the fewer they are in the groups. You will not find the groups with like 20, 30 big perch normally, but more like 2, 3, 4, 5 fish moving around. It's not like the smaller perch. You can find hundreds and hundreds in the schools. So these small wolf packs, they move around and hunting. We found them on a long drop-off with a sand bottom and small stones, and they normally tend to like sand for some reason.
Yeah, and it's not like it's a rule, but my experience is that the really big perch tend to stay more at the bottom. Of course, they are also expended in the water sometimes, but it's more often that you will find them close to the bottom.
Yes, especially this time of the year when
Yeah,
the water is
definitely.
so cold. I think that these perch move around slowly along this drop-off. So one tactic is to stay in this spot and wait for them.
Yeah,
I mean, we've caught a few fish in this spot, so obviously they like it. So they will probably come back here again. So you can have the opposite tactic also. You can move around and look for fish, but when you have found a good spot, you can also stay there and wait for them to come back. At least I think we should give it a little bit more time and see what happens before we move again. I mean, we've caught a few fish here, so
yeah, I think as well.
they should come back again.
Yeah, and every time that they come by, it's like we're picking one each from the school,
Yeah,
and then it's kind of like they
they disappear
a lot,
Yeah.
a bit, and come back.
We are fishing in the end of March now, and this time of the year the perch start to move to the shallows to spawn. I think we have probably, what do you think, 3 weeks before they spawn?
Yeah,
Something
definitely.
like that.
It's 5.5 degrees the water
Yeah,
now.
we have 5 degrees in the water, so we can say they are in between the deep and the shallow water now. We found them in 3.5 meter on a drop off. So they are heading to the shallow water to spawn, but it's still, I would say, 3 weeks before they spawn. So they are still out here hunting to get energy for the spawning. And later on, if you continue fishing, you will find them even shallower. But at this time they are on the move against the shallow water, but we found them in between. Not really shallow and not really deep, so that should be logical in my mind.
Yeah.
Where they should be, so for once it was logical.
It was actually also what we talked about before we went out.
Yeah.
We thought that we could find them, you know, not deep, but not that shallow. Not like 1 or 2 meters, but
Somewhere in between.
yeah.
After the spawning, they tend to stay in the shallow water for a while to eat and feed. I mean, there's a lot of food in that shallow, warm water. So they will stay around for a while to feed. And then as the water gets warmer and warmer, they will start to move out to a little deeper water. In the summer, I would say you can find them along the drop-offs. Also medium depth.
Yeah.
They can hunt into the shallows, but that they will more stay in mid-deep depth, I would say. And then when it's getting colder in the autumn, they start to search deeper water. You normally find them in or around the deepest part of the lake. You can often find them when it's getting really cold in the water. So if you have a mild winter with no ice and you go out fishing for them, I would say you should search in and around the deeper parts of the lake. That's normally when they are. We're fishing in a lake with what do you say, semi-clear lake. It's not crystal clear and it's not very, very dirty, so I would say it's semi-clear. And I use natural colors for most of my fishing. It's sometimes when I'm fishing a really dirty river after some flood or something, I can use some really strong colors, but most of the time I use really natural colors and switch between some of my favorites, like Headlight, Bass Orange, Dirty Harbor. And normally you will find what color is best. We caught the first fish on Headlight today, and that's a color that works in almost every water. But it turned out that Dirty Harbor was even better. So the last fishes we've caught has been on the Dirty Harbor. But still quite natural colors with it has an orange, fluorescent orange belly.
Yeah.
But it's I would still say it's quite a natural color.
And of course you can make theories about why exactly this color is catching the most fish at the time. But we know that there's a lot of sticklebacks here in this lake, and we know that the water temperature is close to spawning for sticklebacks as well. And you know, the males are getting red and orange at the bottoms of the stomachs at this time. So this color could imitate a mating stickleback. That's a theory. That was not the bottom.
Strike just beside the boat.
Is it a perch?
Yeah. No monster, but a okay one.
Oh.
They fight really, really hard, I must say.
That's a football.
That's a little
wow.
Small football.
Yeah.
It's more like a handball.
Wow, definitely. Wow, that's crazy.
It's a handball.
Not long, but wow.
It's a handball.
Yeah, definitely.
Ball. Oh, look at the shape of this bird. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous the way it looks. Look at the height.
Wow.
Of this fish. It's crazy.
That's completely insane.
It's completely crazy, this fish. Look at it. The shape, the body shape of this perch. That's not it's almost a football, but it's more like a handball. Bloody hell, how long is she? 40,
45.
45, almost 46.
Oh, almost 2 kilo. Whoa.
Ja, den har det gungar.
Let's say 1.9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
46, almost 46 centimeter and 1.9 kilo. What a crazy perch.
Well, the day is over.
Yeah,
and
we had a crazy day.
Yeah.
Sadly, the perch stopped feeding when the sun came out and the pike got more active. But we had some good hours in the morning and caught some crazy fish. It was a very special day, I would say. Some of the coolest perch I've ever caught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just crazy proportions on those perch.
So guys, please like and subscribe to the channel and see you again soon.